Hey there guys, I'm Letty and welcome to this video. I know it's a bit late, it's a bit last minute, but I just came back from great time with Thea, you know, um, and I just came home and I just saw a few messages from regarding my last video that I kind of wanted to cover. First off, before we get to the deep stuff, thank you guys so much for all the support when it comes to my last video. There was so much support, so many people liking it, so many people one girl came up to me in college and she actually hugged me and was like, that video was great. But thank you guys. I didn't expect so many people would watch that video, but I guess it's because, you know, it's just a true story from like hard times, dude. And there's a few things I wanted to clarify to people, because by no means do I like to, because some people say, oh, if there's people who are transphobic or don't understand, just brush it under the rug. I don't say that. I think that if there's anyone who's confused about the like what's going on in my life, I prefer to clear it up and let them know because I had but yeah, thank you guys first off. But I had a few, quite a few messages and quite a few people speaking to me very negative about the whole thing. And it may not be like some were posts, some were comments, some were people actually directly speaking to me. But there's a few topics I wanted to cover just to answer up. Okay, I know in the last video the last video when I was speaking about it, I was saying, yeah, I was very confused, I was going through this and this and this phase and this phase. But by no means does that mean that I'm confused now. What I was trying to say was, when you experience gender dysphoria, you are confused. You're just a confused individual at that time. I mean, not everyone, some people are so definite about it and they know, but quite a few people just get very confused about it. So I didn't mean, when I said I was confused a lot, that I was going through many different things. I didn't mean that I'm still confused. I meant that I was, and now I'm the opposite. I know that I've never come to a point where I've been so sure about something in my life. So there's absolutely no confusion there. Second point, people were kind of like, there was people who were like, yeah, well, you know, teenagers are at that point in their life where they're experimenting with things, and it's very different than just experimenting. Like, it's hard to explain, because trying to explain something like this to people isn't something that's very easy to do, because you've got to really experience it. Trying to, like, how I feel like I just feel like a guy, and I don't know how to explain what being a guy is, because it isn't one thing, you just feel that way. I had a few people, you know, like they were like, I don't understand it, you know, it seems like just like, I don't know, a few people came up to me and were like, don't really understand there's a lot of the phase type stuff, you know, and these messages, I was kind of like, well, I don't see the point in a lot of phobias, or a lot of, like, I'm not really harming their life at all, so if they could just leave me to mine, you know what I mean. And most of them weren't trying to be hurtful at all. It's just some of them were so unnecessary, some of the messages I got. In my last video, it was just me sitting down, because my recording equipment's broken, not recording, but my editing software's broken. So it's just me sitting down, chatting, you know, saying the truth, saying a story of mine. I thought it'd be quite nice for you guys to see. But I didn't expect the responses, like, obviously most good, but other questions that trans people get, that I was getting from this video, I wanted to say, yeah, there's by no means am I changing, or some people have said I'm not rushing into going to Laura Fund, but I am at the same time. Like, I'm not rushing into it, as in, like, oh, I'm probably going to change my mind as soon as. I'm not going to do that. There's no way I'm going to be wearing skirts and dresses again and putting on makeup and stuff. I'm not saying that guys can't do that, but you know what I mean. And like, I've had a lot of old people. My mum's speaking. Mum, I'm doing a video. Yeah, I've had a lot of older people at work come up to me being like, they're just, it's a lot of confusion around the idea. People like, oh well, you know, you'll probably wait until your hormones are over, you know, when you're a bit older. Or like, oh, that's a funny name, and then I have to explain it, and that's why I was like, I hate meeting old people from my life, people I used to know. Like, yeah, I just hate having to explain it to them. And I feel quite embarrassed around people that I know, or you know, other people, because I have to explain it to them, and sometimes they really don't understand. I'm just trying to think the other things that I've heard people saying. It's a lot about confusion, honestly, and I know it did sound like I was very confused in that video. I was just rambling. I was just going on and saying, you know, truthful shit that's happened. But there's absolutely nothing I've been more certain about. When you buy like, I don't think normal people just like get really excited when you fit into men's shoes, or when you buy men's clothes and they actually fit you. I'm just trying to explain it to people so they can understand, but I think it's impossible, honestly. Like, if you're an open and accepting person, then, you know, you should think about it and try and understand, because I'm not harming anyone else's life by doing what I'm doing. I'm not even harming my own. It's just most people are like, well, you know, you should accept yourself for the body that you're in, is what people said. And I was like, well, the point in you accepting me is accepting me that I'm not in the right body. Like, that's the whole point of it. So I tried to explain it to them, and then it was getting too much, so I decided to just make a video and say, I just made that video. I didn't make it to, heck, even at the beginning of the video I told people to turn the video off if they get triggered by that kind of thing, and people still watched, and they still sent me messages. And you know, they still told me in person their thoughts, and I'm like, okay, please come up to me at any point if you're confused about it, if one of your friends or one of your family members are in the LGBT and Q community and you want to know how to support them, please come up to me. It's just the fact that people were saying things that were so meaningless, like, I think you're quite confused though, aren't you? And like, I've had people come up to me and say that, and they're like, no, I don't need you adding to the problems in my life, please. But yeah, I didn't expect this kind of, like, I just came back today from going out with Sia, and I was just there, like, looked at all this stuff, and like, I mean, there's enough drama with, you know, the whole situation, you know, the whole thing that happened this morning. Yeah, Toblerone, can't believe they do that. Why would Toblerone change their size? Why would they do that? And also Donald Trump, you know, good old Donald Trump. But I guess everyone's all riled up about this goddamn election thing, and they're deciding to start even more drama. So I just wanted to say, this is moi. I've been rambling this entire video. I don't even know, last minute video thing. But this is me, and you can like me or you can loathe me, but there's by no means I'm actually, and I know I said, and I quote, I've never been more comfortable, yet so uneasy at the same time. I meant I'm uneasy in my body, not that I'm uneasy in my decision. Not my decision, but like, not that I'm uneasy in my, you know, I call it a decision to actually go forward with it, because some people can be scared of it, because it is like, I've never, since this month, I've lost the most faith in humanity because of a lot of reasons, like Toblerone changing their size, the triangles, jeez, like Toblerone, and obviously the election stuff. But I've never, since coming, like, I felt it so much easier just being a lesbian. I don't know how, like, I had to deal with so much less like phobia, but transphobia is alive and well. And if anyone does have questions that are like constructive and not just telling me something like, oh, I think this is, you know, and telling me something. If you're asking me like, oh, so how do you feel, please let me understand, not just telling me that I'm wrong, then please message me. But otherwise, I hope I don't have to make another video, because it's Trans Month and I want to make videos. I'm having Kath here. She's coming and speaking about how she supports it, how, you know, you can support friends. I think, you know, I'm having a few other people on and speaking about it, because I think awareness is the biggest thing. Trans community doesn't have enough, in a way. Like, I feel so like entitled and stuff when I say it, but I mean it. I don't feel like there's enough for the trans community honestly, and I just, as a beginning and end with positive and a bit negative in the middle, thank you guys. Mostly it was positive people, and I didn't realise how many people would actually be so supportive. So thank you. Thank you, Sia, for a great evening. It was a great time. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Bye bye.